Hello everyone, welcome back to another Taekook one shot. The marriage that wasn't meant to be. The sound of wedding bells didn't feel like music to Taehyung. They felt more like a tickling clock countdown to something he didn't understand. Dressed in a soft creams with golden work, Taehyung stood quietly outside the big door of the Jian mansion. His fingers trembled around the edge of the red wedding, beautiful decorated with flowers, soft curtains, golden lights, but his heart empty. He had never thought his life would come to this, and often raised by a distant relative who wanted nothing more than to just get rid of him. So when Mrs. Jian offered to pay for his future house and education, he agreed to marry the youngest son. Taehyung had no real choice but to see Jungkook only once before. Boy had sat on the floor, building blocks in front of him, dressed in a bunny hoodie and sucking on a whisper. Is he? Taehyung had asked. Mrs. Yan had nodded. He lives in little space most of the time. He doesn't talk like an adult. He sees the world differently. Tried doctors, nothing has changed. Taehyung had agreed, not for love, not even for Jungkook, but because he had nowhere else to go. Wedding night, Jungkook sat on the bed with decorated room, holding a Percy bunny in his lap. His big brown eyes sparkled with innocence. He was chewing on his ear of toy. His hair was fluffy, a tiny babe with cartoon lace was tied around his neck. Bun Bun, sleepy? Jungkook mumbled. Taehyung stood awkwardly at the door. This was his husband. Jungkook. Taehyung called softly. Jungkook blinked at him. Who's that? He whispered, hiding his face behind the pulsy tie. I'm Taehyung, your husband. Taehyung said slowly, walking closer. Jungkook blinked again. You are pretty. Taehyung flushed. Thanks. Do you like diagnosis? Jungkook asked. Taehyung paused. Sure. Jungkook smiled widely and patted the space beside him. Sit with me. I saw you diagnose. Taehyung's heart punctured. This wasn't how wedding nights were supposed to be. He sat beside him, watching as Jungkook pulled out the green dinosaur pussy. This is Mr. Roar, he whispered proudly. He protects me from bad dreams. That's good, Taehyung said gently. Do you want me to protect you too? Jungkook looked up, blinking again. You smell like vanilla. Taehyung laughed nervously. That's probably the hairspray. Jungkook crawled close and she rested his head on Taehyung's shoulder. Warm, he mumbled, already falling asleep. Taehyung froze, his arms slowly lifted, unsure, then wrapped softly around Jungkook's back. Yeah, warm. 1 week later, Taehyung had moved into Jian Mansion after the wedding. The day were quiet but strange. Jungkook mostly stayed in little space watching cartoons, drinking from his sippy cup and cuddling pulses. His vocabulary was limited, soft baby talk, and he hated loud sounds or unfamiliar people. Mrs. Jan handed everything else. Take him to the garden, she told Taehyung one morning. He likes bubbles, so Taehyung did. Jungkook went one to Blue Bubbles. Taehyung asked, kneeling beside him. Jungkook grinned, clapped his hand. Bubbles. Taehyung smiled and opened the bubble. They sat under a tree. The afternoon sun warm and quiet. Jungkook giggled every time a bubble popped on his nose. You are really cute, you know that? Taehyung said softer. Jungkook giggled again. You too, Tete. Taehyung blinked. That was first time he had used his name like that. 1 month later, the routine settled in. Taehyung wake up early, help with breakfast with Jungkook with small baby spoons and hair brushed his hair, he bathed him, sometimes helped him into soft jumpies, read him bedtime stories. He laughed when Jungkook threw a tantrum over spilled juice, and that scared him. Late one night, Taehyung sat by the bed, brushing Jungkook's hair softer with fingers. "You are so perfect," Jungkook whispered. "You don't even know what you are doing to me." Jungkook blinked sleepily. "Tete, yes? Why are you sad?" Taehyung smiled. "I'm not. You are." Jungkook mumbled. "Your eyes are glassy." Taehyung bit his lips. Do you think you will ever become normal again?" Jungkook frowned. "Don't wanna. Why?" The normal Jungkook is scary. People hurt him. They shouted, said bad words, made him cry. Taehyung felt like someone punched his heart. "I would never hurt you." Jungkook nodded. "I know. That's why I love Tete." Taehyung froze. His eyes filled with tears. He held Jungkook's tiny hand and kissed it gently. "I love you too." Flashback. Dr. Jin. Mrs. Yan walked through the corridor with her arm. "We can't keep him like this forever," she whispered to her husband. Dr. Jin says Jungkook's little space is a trauma response. He might come out of it slowly with care and therapy. Mr. Jian says. "And what if he does?" "What about Taehyung? That poor boy is already too attached." Mrs. Jian looked at her son from the corner of the room, being fed up lunch by Taehyung. If Jungkook becomes his normal self, he might not remember anything. Next morning, Taehyung, Jungkook screamed, jumping into his arm, wearing one of the panda pajamas. Taehyung smiled and kissed him easily. "Good morning, my baby. Milk?" Coming right up, Taehyung held him, bunching softly, but deep inside he was breaking. He didn't want to lose this, didn't want Jungkook to wake up one day and look at him like a stranger. He didn't want to. The sun split golden light into the Jian mansion, casting long, warm shadow over the wooden floor. Taehyung was in kitchen pouring warm milk into a blue sippy cup. A small voice echoed from behind Jungkook. "Tete, where is Mr. Roar?" Taehyung turning with a smile. "He is under your pillow, just like always." "Did you check properly?" Jungkook pouting. "I did, but he is playing hide and seek." Taehyung clenched softly and walked back with the milk in one hand and Mr. Roar in another. "Taehyung, you win, Mr. Detective." Your Dagno was hiding. Hugging both toy and cup. "You always find everything, Tete." Taehyung smiled but said nothing. He didn't always find everything. Not peace, not answer, not the courage to ask Jungkook if he would still love him once he changed. Later that day, living room, Mrs. Jian's voice was tight but hopeful. "Mrs. Jian, Taehyung, this is Dr. Jin. He has been treating Jungkook for a long time." A tall man with kind eyes warned. "Hello, Taehyung, I have heard a lot about you." Taehyung bowing slightly. "Nice to meet you, sir." Jungkook was on the floor, surrounded by coloring books and pulse toys. He looked up, eyes narrowing suspiciously. Jungkook, "No, doctor." Taehyung, "Cookie, he is not a scary doctor. He is a friend. He just wants to talk." Jungkook, he pokes heads. Taehyung, gently, "No poking today, just talking. I will sit right next to you, I promise." Jungkook looked at him, lips trembling. "Jungkook, you wouldn't go." "You wouldn't go." Taehyung smiling. "Never." Therapy session. Trying time. Dr. Jin sat on the carpet, leg crossed, holding a crayon and a smile. "Dr. Jin, can we draw together, Jungkook?" Jungkook eyed him warily, then reached for the green crayon. "Jungkook, if you draw Dino." Dr. Jin, "Deal." Taehyung sat beside Jungkook, who leaned slightly against the slide, thumb in mouth, his other hand scribbling wobbly lines. Dr. Jin, "Do." Jungkook, "Yeah, safe." Then blanky. Dr. Jin scribbling something in the notebook. Taehyung blinked. "Taehyung, is that good?" Dr. Jane very, but patients in little space have trust issues. But Jungkook already sees you as his comfort. Taehyung smiled faintly, heart etching in his chest. But what if the comfort ends when the space faded? Night bedroom. Taehyung was brushing Jungkook's hair slowly, running the soft brush through each strand. Taehyung, you were really good today. Jungkook mumbled, sleepy only cause you were there. Taehyung sat with the brush down and helped Jungkook into the bunny pajamas. He lifted the soft blanket and tucked him in. Jungkook, do you like me? This Tete Taehyung froze at the question. Taehyung, like what? Jungkook all soft and small, and baby, even if I'm not normal. Taehyung told Titan. Taehyung, especially because of that flashback. Dr. Jin warning. After Jungkook had fallen asleep, Dr. Jin asked Taehyung to join him in the hallway. Dr. Jin, you're doing really well with him, better than anyone. Taehyung, I just try to be gentle. Dr. Jin gave a small smile. Dr. Jin, but you are falling in love with him, aren't you? Taehyung looked away. Taehyung, does it so? Dr. Jin, clear as day. But you need to be ready. Taehyung, therapy is starting to work. If Jungkook ever regain his total space, he may not remember everything. Taehyung, you mean he might forget me? Dr. Jin, not forget, but the way he sees you might change. Taehyung felt his chest go. Hello. Taehyung, what should I do? Dr. Jin, keep loving him, but protect your own heart too. The next morning, Jungkook was watching cartoons, his head on Taehyung's lap. Jungkook, Tete, Taehyung, Jungkook, are you sad again? Taehyung forced a smile. No, just sleepy. Jungkook reached up, touched his face gently with a chubby finger. Jungkook, you are always warm like a sun. Taehyung leaned down and kissed his forehead softly. Taehyung, and you are like a moon. You make night feel safe. Jungkook giggled, wrapping his arm around Taehyung's waist. Jungkook, will you stay forever? Taehyung closed his eyes. Taehyung, as long as you want me. Afternoon, jealous. Jungkook, Taehyung was helping a new staff member carrying grocery inside. The young man, Sang-hoon, was friendly and smiling. Sang-hoon, you must be Jungkook's husband. He is lucky. Taehyung, clenching nervously. Ah, yeah, sometimes something is like that. Behind them, Jungkook stood near the stairs, his little face clenched, perceptive and mouth eyes narrowed. When Taehyung walked back in, Jungkook stomped at his feet. Jungkook, no talk to a stranger boy. Taehyung, cookie. He was just helping with the grocery. Jungkook, no. Only Tete allowed. He is not pretty, not soft. Taehyung tried to hold in his laugh. Taehyung, were you jealous? Jungkook sniffed and turned away. Jungkook, I want cuddles. Taehyung smiled and pulled him into a hug, putting his face in Jungkook's soft hair. Taehyung, don't worry, you are the only one I want to cuddle. Night, the accident Taehyung had just gone to Bruce's teeth when he heard Jungkook had tried to climb down the bed to get his bunny toy but had slipped and hit his elbow on the floor. His eyes were wide and filled with tears. Jungkook, Tete hurts. Taehyung lifted him into his arms and held him close, heart racing. Taehyung, it's okay, baby, I'm here. I have got you. He kissed Jungkook's forehead over and over, whispering soft, Taehyung, you're okay? You're okay. Shh. Jungkook sobbed quietly in arms. For 5 long minutes, Jungkook, don't go away, please. Taehyung, I'm not going anywhere. You are mine. Remember, Jungkook sniffing. Mine. Later, after Jungkook left, Taehyung stood in the hallway, head against the cold wall. His shoulders trembled. He didn't want to cry, but he was getting harder. He was falling so deeply for this baby boy with his sparkling eyes, baby pajama, and big love. But if Jungkook that night air was cooler than usual, Taehyung sat on the edge of the balcony, wrapped in a soft shawl, gazing the stars. Somewhere behind him, Jungkook slept in the blanket fort, his Bunny Pulse tucked under his chin, Persephone resting and falling each with each soft breath. But Taeyang's mind was restless, his heart felt heavier each day. The more Jungkook clung to him, the more love bloomed inside him, but so did fear. One day, Jungkook might wake up without the beeps, without the pulses, and without any memory of needing Taeyong. And way he did now, Taeyong whispering to himself, "Would you still want me when you are all grown up?" Morning, a change in Jungkook. Taeyong entered the room carrying a tray, pancakes shaped like stars, cut up fruit and warm milk. But Jungkook wasn't in bed. Instead, he stood in front of the mirror, dressed in a button-down white shirt, adult shirt with messy bunny pearls lie forgotten on the floor. Taeyong softly cookie. Jungkook turned, cheeks slightly flushed, lips pouting in hesitation. Taeyong Tete, Jungkook Tete, Taeyong, what are you wearing, love? Jungkook, big boy clothes. Taeyong blinked, sitting the tray down. Taeyong, why? Jungkook, freezing as answer. Jungkook, I wanna be. If I'm grown, you will stay longer. Taeyong chest cracked open. He rushed forward and cupped Jungkook's chest. Damn, baby, I never wanted you to change. Jungkook, but I saw you cry, and Dr. Jin said someday I might grow up and don't wanna lose you. I wanna try now so I don't forget you later. But thanks. Thank Terry, Jungkook, you don't have to do this. I love you the way you are, Jungkook, but I love you too, and I want to show it like big boys do. Later, the first step, Jungkook sat at the edge of the bed, awkward in adult clothes, he wrinkled uncomfortably, legs swinging nervously. Jungkook, how do I look? Taeyang smiling tearfully, handsome, so handsome, I don't even know where to look. Jungkook giggled, still shy. Jungkook, do I smell nice too? Taeyang gently pulled him close. Always. Taeyang leaned in slowly, brushing a kiss to Jungkook's cheek. Jungkook turned red, didn't pull away. Taeyang, would you like to go for a walk with me? Jungkook nodded fast. Yes, holding hands. Taeyang, of course. Their fingers intertwined softer. It was the first time in weeks Jungkook walked outside without hitch. Taeyang and Jungkook walked slowly through the flowers, brushing hands and sharing a small smiles. Jungkook, I remember a little now from before the little space. Taeyang, what do you remember? Jungkook, pain, yelling, hospital lights. I was alone. Taeyang, gently. You are not alone anymore. Jungkook looked at him with glassy eyes. Jungkook, that's why I wanna stay like this, but I wanna love you like you deserve. Taeyang stopped walking. He cupped Jungkook's face and leaned in. A soft, slow kiss landed on Jungkook's lips. Jungkook gasped and then leaned in closer, trembling hands gripping Taeyang's sleeves. It was innocent, warm, shaky, and real. Taeyang, that's more than I ever dreamed of. That evening, romantic tension, the bedroom felt different now. There were no pulses tonight, no Persephone, no blankie, just Jungkook and you okay? Jungkook, can you hold me, but not like you hold a baby? Taeyang's heart raced. He dropped the pillow, the towel, and walked over. Jungkook sat up, eyes wide but determined. Jungkook, can I kiss you again? Taeyang, yes baby, you don't have to ask. Jungkook crawled forward, climbing into Taeyang's lap and cupped his face. Their lips met again, this time longer, deeper. Jungkook's hand trembled, exploring Taeyang's neck, eyes, ears, jaw. Taeyang, you are doing so well, love. Jungkook nodded, eyes closed as Taeyang slowly kissed down his jaw, pulling him closer. Their breaths mixed, warm and soft. The touch turned needier but not soft. Rushed. Jungkook, I want to feel you more, Taehyung whispering, only if you are ready. Jungkook, I'm not scared. The room was quiet except for the soft sighs and whisper clothes slipping up gentle layer by layer until skin met skin, warm, trembling, beautiful. Taehyung kissed every inch, every hurrying, every push. Taehyung, you are my everything. Jungkook, every version of you. Jungkook, softly as Taehyung touched him like frangle silk, lips trailing down his chest, hands tracking slow circles on his. Jungkook, I'm yours. Taehyung, I'm yours, baby. That night their bodies met not with fire but with trembling thirst. Jungkook cried afterward, not from pain but because of felt love, and Taehyung held him through it, whispering over and over, Taehyung, I will never leave you, no matter how big or small you feel. Next morning, something changing. Jungkook stood and Taehyung sang, that's because I will follow you everywhere, even into your grown-up world. Jungkook smiled softly, but then Jungkook, what if I really do forget you when I grow up completely? Taehyung with tears, then I will fall in love with you again from the beginning every single day. The sun pricked in through the curtains as Taehyung stood awake. His arms were wrapped around Jungkook's bare waist, skin to skin under soft sheets. Jungkook's head rested on Taehyung's chest, his breath warm and slow, lips parted slightly, hair messy from the night before. Taehyung smiled and kissed his crown on his head. Taehyung whispering, good morning, my cookie, but Jungkook didn't respond like usual. No sleepy mumble, no reaching for bunny pulse, no Taehyung frowned and gently nudged him. Taehyung, baby, are you okay? Jungkook's eyes opened slowly, but something was different, colder, distant, confusion. Jungkook sat up slowly, pulling the blanket to his chest. His eyes flickered across the room. Jungkook, where am I? Taehyung softly, what do you mean? Turned to him, there was no recognition in his eyes. Jungkook, I don't know who you are. Taehyung felt everything inside. Taehyung, Jungkook, it's me. Taehyung, I'm yours husband. Jungkook blinked, then looked down at himself, at the bed, at their bodies, his face pale. Jungkook, did we? Taehyung, last night you said you wanted to be close. You kissed me, you held me, you told me you loved me. Jungkook backed away slightly, grabbing a pillow. Jungkook, I don't remember anything. Dr. Jane's emergency visit, 30 minutes later, Dr. Jane stood at the foot of the bed. Jungkook fully dressed in a hoodie and jeans now, sitting with a blank expression. Taehyung sat beside him, silent, heart breaking quietly. Dr. Jane, this was expected. Taehyung expected. He doesn't even remember touching me. He looked at me like a stranger. Dr. Jane, he is shifting. The therapy has triggered a slow. His adult self is surfacing more often now. Taehyung, so what happens now? Dr. Jane gave him a look of quiet sympathy. Dr. Jane, you may need to reintroduce yourself as if from the beginning. Later that night, a different boy, Jungkook, sat across the dinner table from Taehyung. He wore no babe, no pressure, no pulse in hand. He didn't giggle or call him Tete. He just ate quietly. Jungkook, so we are married. Taehyung, yes. Jungkook, what is for love? Taehyung looked down. Taehyung, at first, no, but now I love you more than anything. Jungkook, I loved you, Taehyung, very deeply. At first, no, but now I love you more than anything. Jungkook, and I love you, Taehyung, very deeply. Don't feel it right now, but I believe you. But the boy who once begged for cuddles and cried when Taehyung left the room was slowly fading. One night, Taehyung stood in front of the mirror brushing his hair. Jungkook walked in, towel in hand. Jungkook, can I ask you something? Taehyung, of course. Of course, Jungkook, why are you still here? Taehyung turned to face him. Taehyung, because I love you. Jungkook, even if I forget the person I was with you, Taehyung was shaking. Even then, I will remember the both of us. The later that night, Taehyung wrote a letter. He left it by Jungkook's beside to the Jungkook who might forget me. You used to call me Tete in the soft voice. You once cried because your toy bunny was missing, and you made me search the whole house. You once kissed me with so much love that I forget how afraid I was. You trusted me when no one else could hold your hand. If ever the ba- baby boy, the big boy, the scared boy, the healing boy, you are mine, and I will wait for you forever if have to. Tete, the reawakening at 3:27 a.m. Thiam woke up to the soft sobbing. He turned to find Jungkook sitting on the edge of the bed, the letter in his hand, his shoulders shaking. Thiam, Cookie. Jungkook turned slowly. His eyes were red but soft, gentle like his. Jungkook again. Jungkook whispering, I remembered your voice. Thiam sat up, heart pounding. Jungkook, I remember your hugs, the way you rubbed my back when I cried. I remember calling you Tete. Tears split down Thiam's cheek. Thiam, you came back. Jungkook crawling into his lap, burying his face in Thiam's chest. Jungkook, I am still both the little me and the big me, but I don't want to forget anymore. I don't want. I remember everything. Taehyung, let's start again together. 3 months later, Jungkook still shifted, sometimes playful mornings with pulses, afternoon reading poetry with Taehyung and soft kisses under blankets. But he didn't fully choose one space, but now he wasn't afraid anymore because Taehyung loved every side of him, and that was all Jungkook needed to feel safe. The end. If you have any request, please comment it down. If you have, I will work on it, but not now because I am on a vacation, and I will work on it maybe after 10 or 12 days later. Okay, see you again. Bye bye. Bye.